Good morning. This morning we're going to talk about beauty care because I put out a poll yesterday on what people want to hear about the most, and the number one answer I got was better, safer beauty. That happens to be my specialty, so I'm super excited to talk to you about it today. It's a subject that I've talked about before, but we're going to address it again with a little more information that you can take home and actually use for yourself. So this is Sarah Outlaw. I'm from Natural Health Improvement Center South Jersey and Natural Health Improvement Center of Des Moines, and I'm going to talk to you today about beauty and why you have to be concerned about the things that you put on your skin and all those types of things, and some product recommendations. So I'm going to get my little presentation ready for you because we're going to do some statistics here. So specifically, I want to talk to you about some statistics on what's happening in the beauty care industry and why you should be concerned and be concerned for your children on what you use on your skin. 1 in 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetimes. 1 in 2 men will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. So that is something to keep in mind as we are going through this, is that some of the chemicals in our products are actually cancer causing, and we need to be concerned about what we are putting on our skin because it's instantly absorbed. The skin is your largest organ. Childhood cancers have also risen 20% since the 1970s. I don't know if you've noticed, but our hospitals are full of children who have cancer, and cancer research is at its peak right now. With no answers. They're not getting anywhere. They're not giving us any cures. They're just actually just taking our money and doing whatever they want with it, which is a whole nother subject we'll talk about another time. But children are also experiencing puberty much earlier than ever before, and that is something that is really concerning. You know, we have 8-year-olds getting their periods, which is unheard of. You know, before it was between 12 and 16 people were getting their periods, and now it is as young as 8 and sometimes even 7 years old. So younger couples are having more trouble conceiving. We're seeing lots of fertility issues in our office. Rates of breast cancer 30 to 40 years ago were 1 in 20, and now it's 1 in 8. For breast cancer. So, and it is even more so than that. And they actually are saying that the statistics can be 1 in 3 with breast cancer. I have actually many patients with breast cancer who are coming to see me right now. 90% of the people who have breast cancer do not have the cancer susceptibility gene, which means what? That the cancer is environmental, it's not genetics. 90% of cancer is environmental, not genetic. I want you to let that stat sink in, because you're not your genetics, what is your environment doing to you? So you have to really keep in mind that what you're doing to yourself is what's causing the issues in what you're putting in your skin, what you're breathing in, all those types of things. There is little to no regulation in the beauty industry currently, which is a problem, and the beauty industry, unfortunately, is regulated by the Federal Drug Administration, the lovely FDA, which they don't really care about too much of the beauty industry because of trade secret laws and labeling laws. The last time that they actually passed any kind of law regulating this industry is 1938. So in 1938, they did some regulations. Lots of things have changed, don't you think, in the beauty industry since 1938? I think so. So I think that they should get on the ball and really do some legislation as far as putting a little bit of push on these companies to make safer products, but it's also two-edged, because if the FDA gets involved in product development and all those types of things, their regulations aren't going to be technically what we want. I know they're going to pass things that we don't want to be passed. So legislation is kind of an iffy subject. It's a huge gray area, especially for me with laws. Since 1938, 80,000 plus chemicals have been introduced into our lives, so there's no regulation for any of these. We don't even know what's in our products half the time because they don't have to put it on the labels because of the truth in labeling issue. That it doesn't exist. Only 10 to 20% of those chemicals have been tested for safety. So there's not even any safety considerations. They just put whatever they want in the products. They do some tests on some animals most of the time, and then they are good to go. That means that 80% of the chemicals being used in commerce have no safety record. Basically, you're a guinea pig, I'm a guinea pig, we're all a guinea pig. And that's not okay with me, because I don't really want what I'm putting on my skin to potentially cause some serious illness later down the road. What is the price of beauty? So there are a huge list of chemicals that you don't want to put on your body. If you go to my favorite website, beautycounter.com, they have a never list of everything that you don't want in your products and everything they don't use in their products. So Beauty Counter is the main beauty product line that I use and I recommend in my office, because I've been testing beauty products for years. I like makeup. I like wearing makeup. I have girls, teenage girls who wear makeup in my family, and I don't want things that are chemical laden on their faces or on their skin. So I had to find something that was going to be safe for all of us, and I did, and that was Beautycounter. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a little while, and I'm going to go run through some other issues that we're seeing, but we want to avoid things like formaldehyde, dioxanes, we want to avoid phthalates, polyethylene glycol, we want to avoid propylene glycols, and also retinol palmitates, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, synthetic flavors or synthetic fragrances. You want to avoid lipsticks that are on the market today that could contain lead. All the main big brands contain really serious chemicals. So MAC Cosmetics, you want to throw away your MAC, throw away your Estee Lauder, throw away your Clinique. It's all crap. I don't care how expensive it is. It's all a bunch of junk. It's all a bunch of chemicals that you're putting on your face. Some of them use nanotechnology, which is not okay. For the most part, and we've talked about that in previous workshops. So let me talk a little bit about specific products that you need to watch out for when you are purchasing. One of them is nail polish. So nail polish can have acetates, acetones. They can also have toluene and formaldehyde. So two of the brands that I like that are a little bit on the safer side that are rated pretty well at the EWG.org website are Mineral Fusion, which I use, and I also use Ella Amila. This does have a little bit of acetates in it, which doesn't seem to, it muscle tests okay. If I'm muscle testing, it's fine. And also the Mineral Fusion muscle tests okay. Another brand that I really like is Piggy Paint. And Piggy Paint is a water-based, and so is Suncoat. So those two brands are water-based. They don't last as long, but they are really good. And they have lots of really pretty colors, and so I like nail polish. Keeps me from biting my nails. My nails used to be really short. When I was doing my master's degree, I would rip them off. I would let them grow, and as soon as I had to do a test, I would just gnaw them off. So now I keep them polished so that I don't do that, but I don't want to have a sensitivity to my nail polish. If you have your nail polish on your skin and you touch your face, then you're going to get the residual chemicals on your actual skin, even though it's, maybe not in your nail, only on your nail. So I use these two brands. I like black, obviously, but there's also color, like pink, and other things that you can put on. So those are the nail polishes that I use that are a little on the safer side. Always check your products against the EWG working group, EWG.org. That way you can see what's going on with your product, Safer Skincare, the skincare database. I also want to talk to you about lipsticks, because lipsticks can be highly toxic. Now, Beautycounter specifically uses pigment that is on the safer side. So you're going to see like the red number, whatever, on their lipsticks, but they have, I looked into it, and they actually do use safer pigments in their products that are very long lasting, and there's no toxicity in them. And when you check them against the EWG, they come up really, really well. So I don't worry about that. Anything from a 0 to a 3 on the EWG website, I'm okay with. Anything over that is, I consider toxic, and I don't put it on my body. So as long as it's in the green or right in the, a little bit in the yellow, then it's okay. So you just want to really look at that. So you can get really, really pretty colors with lipsticks. There's tons of them. There's new ones that just came out, and lip gloss and sheer lipstick, and you don't have to worry about the toxicity. Lipstick is going on your lips, right? You don't want a toxic lipstick because it's going to go in your mouth. Not only is it instantly absorbed into your skin, it's also going to go into your mouth because you're licking your lips and you're eating food and you're drinking, and you don't want lead or other really toxic chemicals to be entering into your bloodstream or into your mouth and actually ingesting it, especially with lead. I've actually done some testing on some lipsticks and actually have found lead in lipsticks that people have brought in just by doing the testing that I do. And that's pretty serious, especially for our little ones. We've had kids who have actually eaten chapsticks and gotten sick from that, very, very sick from the chemicals in chapsticks. So you have to be careful what you let your kids use. All those little makeup kits that they give to kids, like you can get in Toys R Us, which is no longer open, but Target and Walmart, they're full of really, really nasty chemicals that you don't really want to put in your mouth or anything. The other thing we talked about the other day was sunscreens. You don't want to use sunscreens with any oxy or avobenzene or anything like that in them, or you want to use a zinc oxide based sunscreen, which is much safer. And you want to also look at the other ingredients. You don't want to have anything on there that has parabens or any type of chemical preservatives or propylene glycols or anything like that. So for here, for ours that we use with Beautycounter, this happens to be the mineral sunscreen lotion. We also have a brand new spray that we use, which is non-aerosol, which is really nice. And you know, it's water and beeswax and some lecithin, some citrus, some peppermint, the magnesium. You can actually read this, you know, and this is actually been approved by Hawaii. You can use it in the coral reef areas. A lot of sunscreens have been banned because of the chemicals in them and because of the nanotechnology, because nobody really wants a nanotech sunscreen ruining the coral reefs. That's what's happening. So we are using beauty products, you know, as a rule that don't have these types of things in them, and we're actually able to save the environment as well as save ourselves, because it kind of goes hand in hand, right? Also, some other things, one of the most toxic things is mascara. So mascara is actually one of the most toxic makeups on the planet. And where are you putting it? On your eyes. I don't know about you, but I kind of like my eyes and I want to keep them intact, and I don't need glasses or anything. I have really good vision and I want to keep them clear and bright. And if I'm putting a chemical laden mascara on my face every single day, what happens? I tend to cry a lot. I'm a very emotional person, so I cry daily, and my mascara gets in my eyes. And if my mascara was chemical, I would be seriously concerned about that, because then all that makeup is actually getting inside my eye, and I'm getting toxified, and it's getting into my brain then because it's going through my eyes. So you really have to be careful about what you're getting. And most of the time, unfortunately, you can't read the ingredients because you can't pronounce them, so you don't even know what you're getting. And like I said before, it might not even be on the label. So you're getting things that aren't even on the label. You don't even know. So another thing you want to watch out for is things that have fragrances in them. So this is I made this myself. This is an essential oil. It's for Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde was a few weeks ago, and all my computers and everything were freaking out, and I was getting an attitude. So I made this for all of my staff and myself, and you just put it on your wrist. But it's essential oils and some little crystal rocks in there. So it was a really nice little thing that we made, that I made for everybody. But this is not chemical. This is non-toxic. This will muscle test very, very well when I test it on people, because it's not a chemical fragrance. The word fragrance, and I've talked about this in multiple videos, the word fragrance is a coverall for a million different chemicals. So you can put the word fragrance in a bottle, but it could be over 1,000 different chemical compounds that have been put together to make that specific scent that they don't have to put on the label, obviously, because one, it won't fit, and two, because it's a trade secret. It's a proprietary formula, and they don't have to put it on there. So you're better off buying essential oils. There's a couple companies, and I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. I think one's called Pure, I think. I'll have to look it up for you guys. But it actually is an essential oil, chemical-free perfume, and I don't like perfume, so I don't have this for the scent. I have this for the essential oil properties. It's super, super light. I don't like to smell like anything. I don't like yesterday I had Primal Pit Paste, which is a deodorant that I really like, and I accidentally put the jasmine one on, which I normally like the smell of jasmine, but I could smell the jasmine on me all day, and it was actually making me sick, because I can't stand, even though it was essential oil, I don't like to smell scents. My nose is really, really sensitive. So that's something to keep in mind. Makeup removers. Makeup removers are so toxic. So what we use is, Beautycounter has a really good makeup remover, an eye makeup remover that's a liquid, and they also have this, which I love. This is the cleansing balm. This is how I'm staying so young looking. I'm gonna be 40, you guys. This is not, oh, I actually admitted that. I actually want to throw up now. I'm almost 40, so I don't want to look like I'm 40. I want to look like I'm 25. So I'm going to keep using the cleansing balm for as long as I can. So I take off my makeup with this. So what you do is it's actually you're washing your face with really good oils, good quality oils like coconut oil and those types of oils, which are amazing for your skin. So you actually take this in your hand, and I have a demo of it on a video somewhere else. You massage it into the skin, and you take the cleansing cloth, open it up, and you put hot water on it, and you actually massage it into your face, and it pulls all the makeup off, and it also pulls all the impurities out, and it's really, really amazing. And your skin looks, smells, feels amazing, and you reduce all any fine lines and wrinkles that you have going on, so you can look really, really young. So I really recommend that for everybody, is to have a cleansing balm. And it's not super cheap, it's actually pretty pricey, but it could last you months. I have one that I bought like 8 or 9 months ago that I'm still using, that I haven't used it all up, and I use it pretty much every single day. It takes off my eye makeup, it takes off all my makeup, which is really, really wonderful. Another thing is lotion, hand lotion. So you really want to be careful what's in your hand lotions. Parabens are huge in hand lotions. Lots of other chemicals. Anything that has a mineral oil base you want to avoid. So anything that has propylene or ethylene or anything, glycol, those types of chemicals are oil-based, actual oil like gasoline, crude oil. They are derivatives from those. You don't want them on your skin because that actually doesn't moisturize. It actually does the opposite. It makes your body addicted to them. So people use chapsticks that have mineral oil or the propylene glycol or those types of oils in them. It actually takes the oil out of your body, not puts it in. It's a temporary fix. And your body becomes addicted to it and doesn't help your body produce its own oils anymore. It actually hinders it. So you want to use really natural type lotions. I'll do a demo on a homemade one soon that I really, really love. If you want to do your own DIY stuff, I have a couple really amazing ones that smell amazing like vanilla that I can show you how to make another time at my house. But you want to make sure that things that you are using on your skin have natural moisturizers in them, natural oils. So coconut oil, olive oil, avocado, jojoba, almond oil, apricot seed oil, rosehip oil. They're amazing. Your skin will never feel as good as it does when you use all those natural oils on them. It'll feel soft, it'll feel amazing, you'll feel and look younger forever. So the fountain of youth is the natural oils. Okay, so you want to also use powders that are not chemical based. You want to be careful what you're breathing in because you're going to breathe them in. A lot of the mineral makeups do have some toxic metals in them, we're finding. So you have to really, really careful the mineral makeup you get. I love mineral makeup, but what I found is that I was coming up for titanium dioxide, and because there was titanium dioxide in my mineral makeup, and it was actually toxifying me. So it was bioaccumulating in my body, and I was having a really big problem with it. So I actually had to switch away from the mineral makeup I was using, and I switched over to Beautycounter, and I don't come up for titanium dioxide anymore. So I'm watching really carefully with the products that I'm using, because I've noticed in myself and my patients what's toxifying them. Benzene is a huge toxifying agent. Look for benzene in the back of your products. It could be in another name, so something benzene. That's huge. I find that here and in Iowa, I've been finding it all the time. I'm finding it in toothpaste, I'm finding it in mouthwash, I'm finding it in shampoos, I'm finding it in a lot of men's products like shaving creams, aftershave. So really, really watch those products is really important. I really do recommend Beautycounter. I say it all the time because it's the only company that I found cosmetic-wise that tests well all around. And I've been using it for almost 3 years now, and I haven't felt, haven't looked or felt better than I do since using that, because it's really been really nice for my skin. I don't have the toxic effects I was having before. All right, another one, you have eyeshadows. A lot of eyeshadows you have to watch out for. Here's one here, and I have a whole one here that I use from Beautycounter that I use like my big kit. Eyeshadow, full of chemicals, the dyes, all those types of things. Again, you're putting them right on your eyes. It's going right into your head. It's going right into your eye membranes. All these, toxic effects. It's the hormone disruptors you have to watch out for. All of these things come together. All it takes is one cell mutation, and you can get cancer. And if your body isn't strong enough to fight it off, guess what? It actually will develop into cancer. So we have skin cancer, we have all these types of cancers. And sunscreen is one thing that we talked about last week that we really want to reiterate, because it does definitely contribute to cancers, because it heats up on the skin, and then all those cells can distort and it can turn carcinogenic in your body. So that's another thing that we want to watch out for. So lip glosses, we talked a little bit about the lipsticks before, but again, the glosses, you're licking your lips. You don't want to have a gloss that has toxins in it. You don't want to have anything mineral oil based. All of those types of chemicals are going to be super, super toxic to your body. So I definitely recommend, switching over. Now toothpaste, Beautycounter doesn't have a toothpaste. I use a charcoal toothpaste it's called Magic. It's called Magic something. I can't remember. Of course, I can't remember the name on camera. It's wintergreen, but it's charcoal, and it's made with coconut oil and charcoal, and it turns your teeth black, and then you rinse it off and your teeth are really, really pretty white. And that's what I use for my toothpaste. I try to avoid toothpaste that have glycerin in them if I can. I try to, don't use toothpaste with titanium dioxide in it, and I definitely don't use fluoride. So I can always give you other brand recommendations. We could do a whole body care one. Beautycounter has shampoo. as well. So I end up using all of their shampoos. So I use their daily shampoo. I switch off and on. So I use their daily shampoo. It's in a blue and a white bottle for the conditioner, or I use the Volume and Shape one for volume and shape. And I don't use toxic hair dyes either. I use an organic hair dye. I haven't actually dyed my hair for years until recently. And I just recently started doing some highlights again because my salon uses a non-toxic, really, I'm muscle tested really well, organic hair dye, and I'm able to actually use it again. So I'm super careful what I put on my body. I am a little bit on the vain side, so I do want to make sure that, I know, I'm sorry, I have to say that. So because I want to look good, I'm in the public, and I don't want to, use toxic products. So I use non-toxic deodorant, non-toxic nail polish, non-toxic makeup, non-toxic hair, everything. Everything that I use is non-toxic. And you should too. You should care about what you put on your face, care about what you put on the skin. If you want to order from Beautycounter, you can order through me, and I'm happy to answer. If you order through me, I'm happy to answer all your Beautycounter questions, because it's a little bit more beneficial to me if you order from me, obviously. It's www.beautycounter.com/Sarah Outlaw. I do send out random freebies to people who order from me, so sometimes you'll get something from me in the mail. The new catalog just came out here, so you can see it's really, really nice. It's the color side and the skin side. It's a super thick catalog. There's all these things in here. It also talks about, the whys, why they use the things that they do and how they get their ingredients. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's, plant-based, and they're using a mixture of chemistry and nature to really get a good balance, and I highly recommend them. So that's Beautycounter. It's my favorite. There's a couple other brands out there that are pretty good, but this is definitely the one that tested the best. I have people bring in their products every day, and I test them, and that's what we're looking at. So for deodorant, just as an aside, I like Piper Way or Primal Pit Paste are my two favorites. Schmidt's is another one, or there's a homemade one. I have a recipe. I think I did another video on that before. I can repost that as well, but I did a homemade deodorant recipe that's really easy that I've been using for 10 years, and I just last week I ended up picking up one, the Primal Pit Paste, because I ran out of my other stuff and was getting ready to go to Iowa and didn't have time to make it. So there's tons of DIY that you can make if you have the time. There's tons of recipes. I have recipes on my website. I have recipes that I've done videos on. You can make everything you put on your body from head to toe, pretty much, your makeup and everything, or you can purchase it. It's up to you. But whatever you do decide, make sure that you're doing it non-toxic, because it's better to wear no makeup than toxic makeup, honestly. So the cheap stuff, that you're getting from the store, from the drugstore, is toxifying your body. You want to make sure you're not doing that. So I know this was kind of quick and very brief, and you might not have gotten all the answers to the questions that you had as far as products, but definitely you're safe going with Beautycounter, so you can do that. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer those. Have a wonderful Thursday, everybody. Make somebody smile today, because that's what matters. I love you. Bye.